Hello. Let me just give the other fellows at least 5 minutes of grace to join in, and we will begin to this training. So let's just give them about 5 minutes to join in. Good evening, everyone. We gave the first at least. Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to day two of DigiTeacher's Fellowship. And today's topic is actually an interesting one. And I would like to remind you that if at all you didn't attend or you were not present during yesterday's training, please, you need to go to the group chat and check our Google Classroom and make sure you listen to the class and you attend today's class. Oh, Nelson, you're ready and you're ready to learn. You're welcome. So I'd like to welcome you once again to today's training. And also, I would like to remind the fellows our core values. Now, number one is punctuality. Number one is punctuality. Number two is commitment to lifelong learning. If you are a fellow, if you're part of this fellowship program, you need to be committed to lifelong learning. You have to be a lifelong learner. Thirdly, honesty is a watchword. And the last one, accountability. You are to practice them during this training, and you are also to practice it not just during this training section or period year after. You have to keep practicing these core values. And attendance is mandatory in all our training sections. You don't need to miss out because we have full package for all our trainings are like juicy with lots of toppings. So you don't need to miss out. Then I've talked about attendance, and that is one of the criteria for certification. So once again, you are welcome. You are welcome to this training. And I think we are a little bit behind time. So let's just quickly move into today's training proper. I'd like to welcome our resource person today. I love this topic in particular, personal branding as a teacher. I am here to learn. I saw Nelson writing that he's ready to learn. I, the passionate teacher, I am also ready to learn. So I would like to quickly invite, so Joseph is already here. I'd like to invite our resource person for today, Mr. Joseph. You're welcome, sir. The brain behind this great fellowship. Once again, sir, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Edikan. Thank you for such a warm welcome. Thank you for such a reception. I mean, I'm pumped up, I'm charged to share all I can today. And it's so exciting that we are already in day two of this 4 weeks journey. And then I'm so happy that we are doing this all together. We are doing this one to ensure that we elevate the status of the teaching profession. We are doing this because we want to lead this digital revolution in every classroom. So I am happy. Thank you very much thank you, Nelson Hansen, for showing up. Thank you so much. Like Edikan has rightly said, our core values is what we don't joke with. There's no way you can lead without a core value. That's why, in short, we value it more than every other thing. If you are punctual, if you are committed, if you are honest, you achieve, if you're a lifelong learner, you've already achieved 100% of all that we are to share in this journey. So that's why we don't joke with them. It becomes a criteria for us to certify you. So thank you very much. Very quickly, we are going to run into the session. I'll take you off the center stage so that it will allow me to present my slide. Please, even if it is one person, I'll be glad to share. I don't mind. Seriously, I don't mind. I always say that impact is not about how many people. If you can see my screen, please let me know. If you can see my screen, please let me know. Let me know you can see my screen. I'm sure you can see my screen. Okay. Yeah, you can see my screen. Great. So I love using this picture anytime I'm talking about personal branding. Okay, I might not have the time to talk about myself while listening to me in on this particular topic is why you have to listen to me, right? I might not have all the time to talk about it. But there's something I want you to take about this session, which is very, very important. What I want you to take in this from this session is the fact that this fellowship, we want you to come out of this fellowship a very new person entirely. We want you to come out of this fellowship. That's why everything we do, we advise you to practice it. Please, if you don't practice it, it does not make any sense. But the way, or the only way this, all the things you've learned here will make sense is when you actually practice it. I'm trying to make sure that the screen, my slide comes up very big in a way that everybody can see it. So sorry. It's actually big, but okay. Okay, I think it's bigger now. Yes. Okay, so sorry. All right, so let's push. Let's ride on. I wanted to make this screen bigger than this. I don't know. I can see your screen. Okay, can you see it clearly, please? I want to know. Can you see my screen clearly? I'm supposed to use. There's a way I use my screen so that it allows me, but it's quite unfortunate that I'm not. I don't like making excuses. I'm not at home, right? There's a way I put my screen so that it really makes so much sense to me. I want it larger than this, and it's not as large as what I want. Okay, I might not see. Okay, I might not see the the comment section, but let me find a way in. Okay, so we are talking about. Okay, before we start, I love using this particular picture. I'm sure everybody has seen where I am because I want my pictures to come out very big. Like I want everything to come out in a way I can see myself very well. So give me a sec. I just want to be sure that I can see myself. Oh, Edika, you can't see my screen. I can't see your screen. This is it. Okay. Problem I'm having now is I'm having. Okay. Just give me a sec. Let me download my slides. I'm using two accounts. So let me just download it and then upload it. So sorry. I was thinking I'll be at home. So sorry about this. Okay. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you everybody for giving me such an opportunity. Please, fellows, I want to say don't miss this session. If you are going to miss any session, this is one session that will put food on your table. This is the only session that me I know that has been paying my bills for some time now. Yes. And nobody has taught it to me personally the way I'm going to teach it to you guys today. So if I had somebody who taught it to me the way I am teaching it today, I know definitely that most of the questions I was asking. Okay, Mr. Godwin, I can see you. You're here ready to learn. So please stay tuned. We might be having small delays, but go nowhere. Hang on. You go pay. You go soon pay now, now, now. Okay. I'm almost there, please. Okay, I'm there. Okay. Yay. I'm good. I've gotten it. So this is why we are teachers. This is why we are leaders. This is why we are on top of the situation. So for any time technology is giving you issue, don't panic. Stay calm. Be in charge of the situation, right? Because you are supposed to dominate. You are supposed to be in charge. You are supposed to lead technology. You see, when I started, I was actually having some issues. My screen was not the way I wanted it to be. So let's dive into this conversation. It's something that is very, very interesting because today we see a lot of teachers who are super intelligent. They are very, very intelligent, but they are very poor. And one of the reasons why they are poor is their personal branding. Their personal brand is not able to attract what is commensurate with the value that they have. So that's why, as a fellow, as a student teacher, as a would-be teacher, as a teacher of influence, as a teacher who wants to transform education, it is very, very essential that you have this knowledge at your fingertips. So I love using this picture. Please, we are going to make use of the comment section very well. So between the morning fresh that has a sticker and then this other one that is on the wall, if you were to be a customer and then you walk into maybe a supermarket or into a shop, which of these two morning fresh would you pick? Please, I need an answer. Somebody should tell me which of these two are you going to pick? One is the one with sticker two. If the answer is one, if you pick one, you just write one in the comment section. If you pick two, you write two. Please, let's go, people. Which one will you pick? Yeah, one. Tell us why the passionate teacher says one. Tell us why you pick one. The volume, please. The passionate teacher says one. Amarachi Arinze says one. Okay. So is there any, tell me one reason why you say one. Just put one reason why you say that one is what you go for. One reason only. I just need one reason. Yeah. One reason why you would go, you pick that one. One reason why you pick that one. Please. This is our class. I am not a pastor, I am a teacher. The brand name and the presentation. I love the passionate teacher says the brand name and because it looks attractive. I love that, Amarachi. It looks attractive. It is inviting, right? It draws you to itself because the naming, the design, the red color is appealing to the eye. It catches your attention. So if you're a teacher, are you that teacher that if people see you, you can catch people's attention? Or you that teacher, when they look at you, even your student will look at you and do not want to be like you? Are you that kind of a person? So you must understand this. You must understand, you must have this at your fingertips, right? You must be able to understand that, oh, between these two morning fresh, am I that teacher that is attractive to people? Am I that teacher that is representable enough? Then you also look at yourself from the number two. Okay, I'm here, but I won't stay long because I don't have much data. I will listen to the replay. So now, are you that teacher that is attractive? Because this is, let me tell you one thing. The two morning fresh may have the same content. And in some cases, the number two morning fresh might even have a richer and more valuable content. But the problem is it is not inviting, it is not attractive. So when people walk into the shop, they will always go to the one that is attractive. So that is why, as a teacher, you must build a brand that is inviting. So now I'm asked to talk about building personal branding as a teacher. So you've seen a picture of me, and that picture is a well-planned picture. This is Mr. Joseph Effiong. Joseph Effiong is a well-planned picture. One, I am a teacher, and a teacher has something to do with books. So I took myself to a library. And in this library, I went there with a professional photographer, and I told this photographer, I want you to take a picture of me behind books. So without much explanation, by the time you look at me, I am smiling. It gives you that confidence that this guy is a well-read person, is an exposed person, is an informed person. So without me explaining myself to you, what rings in your head is that, who is this guy? Why is he standing behind books? So as a brand, you must give people what to say. And that takes us to the next slide, which says that branding is perception. So you look at the picture, and then you look at the young man there who now perceives himself to be a man, and a boy that is so rich with a very fine suit. Yes, you might not have the car. Yes, you might not have the luxury now, but how do you perceive yourself? The perception you have about yourself is going to exude it to how people are going to interact with you, how people are going to value you. Recently, my son came back to the house and told me, my 13-year-old son came back to the house and told me that in their school, their executive director, their ED, they call her ED, slapped their maths teacher. And I was like, are you for real? Like, you had to slap the teacher? And this is why courses like this is very essential. This is why teachers need to advance in knowledge, because it seems you don't know your right as a teacher that a school owner raises his or her hand on you. You are not animal. You are not. I don't support that for whatever reason. You don't slap, you don't dare slap your teacher. You don't try it. If you try, you rot in jail. So how do you carry yourself in a way that people are going to perceive value? So branding is perception. Branding is what people are saying about you. What are people saying about you? What are people saying about you? What do you want? What are you creating? What are you creating in the mind of people? What's the perception? What are people saying when you are not in the room? Right? Somebody, I was reading somewhere, somebody got an employment, and on the interview panel, the employer, the panel were talking about him. He said, oh, I have been following your work. I love what you are doing on social media. So what are people saying about you? Are you that teacher that you are not traceable? You are not Googleable? Nobody can find anything about you. So what are people saying? Okay, quickly, let's look at the objectives of this session. So we're going to look at what is personal branding, why we need branding as a teacher, how understanding personal branding for teachers, how you can build your brand, how you can communicate your brand, also managing your brand. Then we'll look at case studies and examples and conclusion and the capstone project. So that's what we are going to look at. So let's quickly look at what is personal branding by definition. Please take note of the words in red font. The ones I use the red colors. So what is personal branding? The question is, what do you understand by personal branding? You must have heard a whole lot of things. But let's take this definition very, very important, very crucial, because everything, almost everything I'm going to say here has been captured in this particular definition. So personal branding is the conscious and intentional effort to create and influence public perception. Please note the words in red font. Personal branding is the conscious. So what are the conscious efforts you are taking? What are those intentional efforts you are making to create and influence public perception so that you don't allow people to say what they are not supposed to say about you? Because you want people to say what you want them to say about you. So you have to be intentional. You have to be conscious of the perception you are giving people. And how do you do this? You need to position yourself as an authority in your industry, elevating your credibility and differentiating. You need to differentiate yourself from the crowd, from the competition, because we are already in a very noisy world. A whole lot of people are teachers. We have so many teachers in the world. But how do you then differentiate yourself as a teacher? It is when you are intentional. It is when you curate the perception that you want people to have about you. That is what will stand you out of the crowd. Now, to ultimately advance your career, widen your circle of influence, and have a larger impact. Now, if you listen to Mrs. Sola Adiola Sojibra yesterday, she said she knew me years ago before we met last year or at a conference in Lagos. This was before she even left Abuja to Lagos. What am I saying? If you are intentional about your personal brand, you will create a larger circle of influence, and your impact will go far and wide. So people are able to come and share their knowledge with us in this fellowship because Mr. Joseph has created his wide circle of influence. Because people who know me on social media knows that I create value. People who see my work, who have followed my work, have seen that I have been consistent over the years. So this on its own has been able to attract the right set of people to me. And I promise you as a fellow, every person that is coming to share value here, every dime you hear here is worth your time. That's why it is advisable. Stay away from excuse. I tell you, let me tell you one thing. If you are fond of giving excuse every time, you will not grow. Excuses are tools of incompetence. It's always a good reason. Oh. Excuse is a good reason, but you will end up not doing that thing. We can have excuse like when we were in nursery school or when we were in primary school, or maybe you have something, a very important appointment today. You woke up from sleep and it is raining. It is a very good excuse that it is raining. But I tell you, if that appointment was so important for you, you go into your neighbor's house and get umbrella and then go out for that appointment. But if it is not important, you would find an excuse that it was raining. So, if you want to grow, your brand. You must stay away from excuse. So let's look at another definition by Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, we all know who this great man is. He's the founder of Amazon. He has been a richest, one-time richest man in the world, and is still there somewhere around the top five, or I think top five or top 10 richest person in the world. Jeff Bezos gave a very definitive, a very striking definition about brand, a personal brand. He says, personal brand is what people say about you after you have left the room. What are people saying about you? We have a passionate teacher here. So if the people see a passionate teacher and then she just left here, what are people going to say about the passionate teacher? What is that thing you've curated about your personality, about your value, about your belief system that has been able to let people understand that, if it is about Amarachi, if it is about Godwin Esang, this is what he believes in, this is what he stands for. So let's look at types of personal branding. What are the types of personal branding? We have two types of personal branding. Number one is physical, and the second one is online branding. Please, if you are with me and in the comment section, just type physical or you type online. Let me know that I'm not here alone, because from my feeds here, I see that there are just two persons that are online in the YouTube channel. Yeah, I know that our team members are here, but from my YouTube channel, I can only see two persons there. Okay, online. Thank you, Amarachi, for staying with me. If I have one, I'm very, very comfortable. Yes. Let me tell you one thing I always believe on this journey. Anytime I'm going out on social impact, I look at the template of our Lord Jesus Christ when he came on earth for the biggest assignment, that is giving mankind salvation. He had the powers to bring 5,000 people. Thank you. Thank you. A passionate teacher, physical. He had all the powers to have convert or hired or bring to himself 5,000 people to work. But he chose to concentrate with just 12. And even in that 12, you still have the Thomas, you still have the Judas Iscariot. So that's why whenever I'm on a project like this, I don't look at numbers. I don't look at numbers. What I look at is, even if it is one person that is going to be transformed by that experience, I will be so satisfied. It will be a very huge fulfillment for me. So we have two types of personal branding. What are people saying about you when you leave the room? The physical part. Another one is online. If you type your name, Mrs. Shola said something yesterday. If you type your name on Google, Edikan Samuel, what is Google going to say about you? If you type Amarachi Arenze, what is Google going to say about you? You are not there. If somebody, maybe you have an opportunity to be hired. There was 2 years ago, one of my mentors here in Uyo invited me for an opportunity. She asked me to sit on the board of the panel of the interview session for the teachers. So I was there with my laptop. And while I had a very cross section of teachers, there were many, and it was kind of a very competitive process, because you had these educators that were so intelligent, and some of them have this intimidating profile and CVs. So one of the things I did in the second round was, please, what is your name? You tell me your name. Your name is Amarachi Arenze. I'll type your name on Google. I said, I want to see what online space, I want to see what Google is saying about you. And the moment I did what I did, my mentor was like, Joseph, you've started. This one, you've taught me something I never saw coming. I said, yes, teachers must be conscious and be intentional about their digital footprint. And I tell you, that is how you will not be able to define or limit your influence. So, so we are talking about the types of influence. So let's look at these statistics. In 2020, 67% of employers used social media sites to research potential job candidates. So if you are an employer, if that dream job, if you are to be researched, if you are to be found online, are you very, very sure that you will get that job? That's the question. If you are not sure you will get that job, please, you have to apply every recommendation that I'm going to give you. Even while you had dust up, you have a very fine profile, you still have a lot of work to do after this session. So let's run. Why do you need a personal brand as a teacher? Why need a brand? You must always have a reason for doing something. Why do you need a brand? You see the picture of a door there. Number one, branding opens door for you. What it's going to do for you is it is going to open doors for you. Where people would have closed doors, you walk into that place and you hear people say, come, come, come. You are the kind of person we are looking for. Let me give you a good example. Just yesterday, I have been invited as one of the judges for the US Innovation competition. And why was that possible? It's because these people far away USA have sat down to follow my work. They've been following my work. They know my capacity. They know what I can do. They know that, oh, if Joseph has been this consistent, it means Joseph can be a judge for the US innovation competition. And what did they do? They asked for my email. I gave them my email. They forwarded all the information to me. And just like that, I was given that opportunity. So branding opens door for you. I have attended conference where people, when my name was mentioned, the speaker was talking about using my picture as a case study. He said, there is one guy in Akwa Ibom State. His name is, he calls himself the village teacher. And a lot of my mentors in Lagos have had to slash down their courses for me just because one of my mentors said, he said, Joseph, the energy you carry, the influence you carry, do you know that I've never heard, I never knew about the town called Ibaka. But the way you keep telling the stories of Ibaka, Ibaka is on my head. You played the picture of Ibaka, and it's like I have been to that village. I have stayed in that village because of the way you repeatedly talk about Ibaka. Another reason is that personal branding can stand you out of the crowd. If you look at the picture there, you see so many black caps, and then you see the other cap that is very different from other black cap. That is what personal branding would do for you. It is always easy to identify you, to single you out of the crowd. Out of 1,000 teachers, they will say, we are looking for, we want to, who is a passionate teacher here? There is a name. There is somebody called Amarachi Arinze. Please bring that person out. We want to engage with Godwin Esang because Godwin Esang has been able to stand out of the crowd. Number 3 is that personal branding can fetch you money. It gives you money. I said something yesterday. Today is Saturday. On Thursday, a particular organization spotlighted me on their page. And that evening, they spotlighted me, I think in the afternoon. That evening, a client contacted me and required my service. Right now, we are in talks and money is coming. The only thing that is delaying money from entering my account is the pricing, which I am sure that from the value, I have done my clarity call with the person. And after the clarity call, the person is so involved is so interested in my services. Another number 4 reason for having a personal brand is networking. It gives you a large, there are certain people that normally in a real life situation, they wouldn't have connected with you. They wouldn't have trusted you for their network. But because you are intentional about your brand, because you are carrying yourself with so much value and significance, people would begin to value you, to trust you, and say, no, yes, you are the kind of person that should be nominated for this, our organization. So let's look at understanding personal branding for teachers. How should teachers understand their personal brand as their personal brand, right? Number 1, as a teacher, do you have a philosophy? What's your teaching philosophy? And for you to be able to identify, oh, great, Akanimokwan, welcome. For you to be able to identify your teaching philosophy, you must know your belief system. What are your belief system? What are your values? What are your personality? That's why you see in bracket BVP. Your beliefs, your values, and your personality. These 3 put together are going to identify your teaching philosophy. So do you have a philosophy as a teacher? Because this philosophy is going to build what you believe. It's going to build what you value, what you prioritize. And it's from that belief system to the values, it is going to exude the personality that you are going to portray. And that personality is a perception people are going to have about you. You hear people say, if it is Mr. Joseph, it doesn't take anything like sorting. If it is Mr. Joseph, forget about him. Don't just approach him for sorting. That is your values. That is your personality. That is your belief. The same thing applicable with somebody that is not interested in his or her brand, that doesn't have a belief system. You find that you could agree with me that we have more average teachers than exceptional teachers in our society, which is why a lot of young people do not want to come into the teaching profession, because even the teacher that taught them is an average teacher. Is not even somebody they could look up to. They wouldn't even want to have the teacher. Some of us here online would not want to have the teacher who taught us as a role model. True or false? If it is true, please put it in the comment section. I know some of us might be lucky to have that teacher that could be our mode. If it is true that you will not want to, me personally, I don't see any of my teacher. I will tell you honestly, some of them, I wouldn't want to have them as my role model. So if it is true that you would, most of your teachers are your role models today, say true. If it is false, say false. Or you put F. So I'll know people are following me. So number two way of understanding your unique strength and core value. Number two way of understanding your personal values or your personal branding is identifying your unique strength and core values. So you need to identify your unique strength and core values. Yes, true. Okay, Amarachi, you were very lucky to have a teacher that is your role model. I was not lucky. I am telling you the gospel truth. I was not lucky. I was not fortunate to have one that is my role model, because a whole lot of them were complaining. Salary is not enough. Some of them, their dressing were not something you could look up to. So it was something discouraging. That's why personally, during my secondary school days, I never imagined myself being a teacher. But here am I in the classroom. Here am I a teacher, not just a teacher of influence. And I'll continue to tell you that even in my afterlife, I want to be a teacher. It pays my bills very, very well. True, root to door. Okay, you guys were fortunate, but me, I was not fortunate to have a teacher that was my role model. I was not. Okay, so How do you identify your unique strength and core value? Your unique strength is, what are those things that you are good at by default? You don't struggle with it. What are your interests? What are those things, if you reflect on your childhood memories? There were those things that you were naturally good at. Those are your unique strengths. Your core values are those things that you prioritize. Like in this fellowship, our core values is punctuality. Whether you attend, you are there by 4 p.m., by 6 p.m., it will not stop us from starting by 6. We don't see. We are very busy people. So we can't wait for you to say, anytime you are ready, you come. No, we can't. Okay, rude or fools, false. I did not, me personally, I did not have any teacher that was my role model or that is my role model. I'm serious. So identifying your unique strength and core value is what would help you to understand your personal brand as a teacher. Another one is establishing your target audience. Who are your target audience? Because in branding, in personal branding, you must get to the point of communicating your brand your brand points, your value points. You must be able to communicate. So if you are communicating your value points, who are the people that are going to listen to you? So how do you now identify your strength? How do you identify your unique personality? Let's look at this. I'm sure most of us must have heard about SWOT, SWOT, SWOT. So we are going to look at the SWOT analysis. The S stands for strength, W is for weakness, O is for opportunities, T is for threats. So strength, what are your strengths? What are those things you are naturally good at? You might be a good singer. You might be somebody that is good in organization. You might be a good communicator. You might be a good writer. Good. Root to door. Yeah. Let me display your comment. Most of my teachers gave me a negative view towards the teaching profession. That's true. When you have a teacher who taught, like a teacher who taught me mathematics would come to the classroom and you already hate mathematics before he writes the topic on the board. How would a teacher tell you that, come, do you think mathematics is social studies? You will fail. He has already created that fear factor in you that, look, mathematics is not social studies. You are going to fail. But this is the same person who has written note of lesson. This is the same person the school has paid, who has dressed very well, taken maybe breakfast, eaten, dressed so well, and left the house, maybe trekked or used bike or something, and find himself into the classroom, only for him to talk you down. And let me tell you the sad part. From my SS1 to SS3, I had the most voluminous mathematics exercise book. I had the most voluminous mathematics exercise book. The exercise book, I used to sew it. It was large. It was voluminous, but I did not know anything there. Because everything my mathematics teacher was doing was to instill fear in us, to make sure that he monitors our note of lesson, to make sure that our note was complete. What we did not understand anything, because everything about mathematics was fear and threat. So, what are your strengths? Your strengths are those things you are naturally good at, things you are interested in. How do you identify it? Don't worry, as we go down, this class is going to be more of practical. That's why I'm saying nobody should miss this class. If you're a fellow on this course, you shouldn't miss this class. If you miss any other class, this is not the kind of class you should miss. Your weakness. What do you do with your weakness? You delegate your weakness. It's not all the weakness that you go to kill yourself for it. Some weakness, find a friend who is good in that particular area and make friend with that your friend. Have him as your friend. Have the person as your friend. And in that way, you guys are going to merge together and nobody will notice that you are actually having a weakness in that area. And what do you do with your opportunities? Jump on your opportunities. Yes, for instance, like me, I am a brand consultant, I am a realtor, I sell lands, and at the same time, I train teachers. So I have people who come into my inbox to tell me, oh, Mr. Joseph, I see that you talk about the teaching profession, you are doing a lot of things about teachers. I have a problem in my school where my teachers are not doing this. I see that as an opportunity. And one of the things I'm going to do, because that's an opportunity, I'll jump on that opportunity by ensuring that I proffer expert advice. And then the next thing the person will say is, how do you help me achieve this? That's where I come in. We now begin to talk about, we have clarity call, and then from clarity session, we now from booking a call, and then we now talk about the pricing, and now go into action to training your teachers. So you jump on your opportunities. What do you do with threats? Please avoid threats. Some threats can be very deadly. They can be so harmful. As much as you can, stay away from it. So let's move on. So let's take psychometric test. There's a test called psychometric test, which we are going to take, but we might not have the time to do it now. We might not have the time to do it now. But since this class is a very practical class, I want to do something. I want to do something now. I'm going to drop something now. I'm going to drop personality test now. I'm going to drop the link now on the comment section. I'm going to drop the link now for you in the comment section. And one person can just click the link. One person can just click the link and then just go through the link. I've just dropped the link in the comment section. So in the personality test, it is going to tell you so many things about you. It's going to reveal so many of your weaknesses, so many things you're good at, your strength. If you look at the test, you see, I'm sure you are seeing the test from your end. Discover how you interact with others. Take the free Dix personality test below. Please enter the 12 pairs of statement below. Number one, in my work environment, it is most important to me, number one, to help co-workers and to be peaceful to be in a peaceful environment. You either tick, if you tick one, you are going to select just one. And at the end of the day, you submit it. I tell you, after you finish this test, when you submit it, it is going to give you the summary of what you represent. And the summary is going to be very shocking because it is going to speak to you directly. One of the things, like I've told you, this session is going to be very practical. All this link here, you have the personality test, you have the high five test, you have the character strength survey, and then you have the shape test. I'm going to drop all the links for us in our Google Classroom. Please always do well to visit your Google Classroom. Like this slide I am using today, as soon as I'm done with it, I'm going to drop it on the Google Classroom. All the links here, I'm going to drop it. So you can quickly go there and pick the link and pick your slides, and then you access it. The links to the videos on each session, I'm going to drop it there for you. So take advantage of them. So the psychometric test is going to enable you to understand the kind of person you are. And please, after taking the test, submit it. Wait for the review. Pay attention, read the review, follow through everything in the review. It is going to analyze the kind of person that you are. And I tell you for a fact, this is something I do for myself every 6 months. Now, how do you build your brand? How do you build your brand? There's something I'm going to share with us here. Number one, in brand building, you must tell a story. You must tell a story. Now, if you are somebody that, if you are my friend on Facebook, if you go to my Facebook, my timeline, the first thing you see a pinned post that tells a story of myself. And in that pinned post, you are going to see that you're going to see something like a story of how I started my career. Now, let me quickly do something right away so that we get to follow, because I said it earlier that this class is going to be more of the practicals. We are not going to do, yes, we are going to talk, but we'll talk and show you what we mean. So we are not just here to tell you stories. No, we are here to ensure that you get a full grasp of whatever we are sharing here, whatever value we are sharing here. So if you go to my Facebook and you go to my timeline directly, I'm opening my Facebook now and I'm going to my timeline. The first thing you are going to see is a story that is pinned about me. You see me with a heart, and then you see that story, very long write-up. It has over 709 engagement, 339 comments, and 7 shares. This alone, I tell you that even till today, as we speak, this story of mine is still trending. People are still liking it. People are still engaging that story. So every brand has a story. Every brand has a story. Please note that every brand. So in your journey to building your personal brand as a teacher, what is your story? What story do you have? You must know that as a teacher, there is a story in your brand. So look at my screen now. You are going to see something on my screen right away. If you ever visited my timeline, you are going to see this story on my timeline. If you check me on Facebook, Joseph Efiong, and you go to my page, my timeline, you see this picture and read through the story. It tells you everything about me. So like I said, every brand has a story. So as soon as you are done from this experience, this session, ask yourself, what is my story? And what is a story? A story is your past. A story is what happened 2 hours ago, 1 minute ago. And how do you tell your story? Your story must involve your challenges. Your story must involve your triumph, your winning, your failures, your difficult moments, your challenges. That is your story. So have that at the back of your mind, that every brand has a story. And I just showed you mine. It is always there. So whether I am online or not, people who visit my timeline would always see my story. So every brand has a story. So what story are you going to tell your audience? What is that story that you have that you are going to tell your audience? So that from today, henceforth, they are going to follow you through your story. The next way to build your brand is to show up consistently. My mentor would always say that consistency is the hallmark of achievement. Don't drop a post today and nobody hears about you tomorrow. Nobody hears about you 1 week. Nobody hears about you 3 weeks' time. The next time you show up is after 2 months. Let me tell you one reason so many people do not have their friend request accepted by me. So you send a friend request to me and I go to you, the first thing I do is I check your profile. I check your profile picture. What kind of profile picture do you have? I check your bio. What is there on your bio? After your bio, I go to your timeline. I'll look at your timeline. What are the things you have on your timeline that if I come there, it is going to give me something to pick from or something to learn from? I am very, very conscious. That's why I'm not interested in the thousands of people that I have on friends on social media, but I'm very particular about the quality of people I have as friends. Thank you, Amarachi. You say I am guilty of that. Yes, but the fact is you're guilty. We want you to take action. So you write that guilt down and tell yourself what I am going to do differently. Draw out a content calendar. Thank God for artificial intelligence. You can just put a prompt there for ChatGPT. It's going to draw. And one of the things I always say is, as a teacher, you are a content career. Every day in your classroom, you are having one experience or the other. So I can sit down. There are some days I'll sit down, I'll write 5 to 6 content. I can write 5 to 6, up to 10 content, because everywhere around me are content. And as a storyteller, it comes out from me effortlessly. So consistency. Tell yourself, in 7 days of a week, I am going to push out at least content once in a day. And another thing I want to tell us is, please, especially people that are trying to find their footings on LinkedIn, do not do not go after the likes. Do not go after the comments. Do not want to look if somebody is reading or not. Just push your content consistently. There is one person there that is reading that content and you may not know. Let me tell you my true life story. In 2021, I have somebody from Philadelphia. I have not met this man from anywhere. He donated, he gave us a cash of 250,000 naira to support a project we had in Golden School, Sibaka. I have not met this man. What did he say? Joseph, I have been following your work since 2019. And because you have been consistent, it now compels me to invest in what you do. So consistency is the hallmark of achievement. So it's not enough for you to tell the story. Yes, it's not. You must show up consistently. Number 3, align your content with your passion. Let it be that your content is aligned with your passion, because if it aligns with your passion, it will come out of you effortlessly. Naturally, the thing will just come out. It will play out. Right? So that is how to build your personal brand. Now let's look at tools for building online brand. What are those tools you can use? What are those online tools you can use to build your personal brand? Number 1, Facebook. Number 2, LinkedIn. Number 3, Canva website. Number 3, Linktree. You have VZY. You have Google Blog. You have WordPress. You have Instagram. There are very many, but I just have to list these few, these 8. Now, I want to ask a question. Which of these have you used? Tell us. Which of these have you used to build a brand that is saying something about you when you are not there? Please tell me, because if you tell me now, I'm going to Google you. I'm going to check you up in any of the social media handle. Yes, the class is ongoing. We have 26 minutes to go to wrap up this session. And in short, from here, we are going to focus Facebook and LinkedIn. Yes, a passionate teacher. I know you. I know you on Facebook. You are a very powerful force on Facebook. Let's get to hear from other people. I'm going to check you up. LinkedIn, Amarachi, LinkedIn. Yes, I saw you on LinkedIn. You did a very fine job. Okay, so Amarachi, I'm going to find you on LinkedIn now. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I want to find you on LinkedIn. Let us be practical a little about what we are doing. Let us go practical. Yes. So Amarachi, I want to find you on LinkedIn. No, 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 no. Let me go to my second screen. Yeah. Amarachi, now you are defined. So this is the ultimate search of you. This is the practical part. I'm going to my LinkedIn account now to see what I can find about Amarachi. I'm sure you can see my screen from that end. Let me confirm if you can see my screen. Oh, it's quite small. Yes, Amarachi, you don't enter one chance, so you are on the spot now. Don't worry, I know how to find you. You made a post and I engage in there. You don't need to share your name. I'll find you now, 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 now. Give me some time. Just give me a sec. I know how to find you. No the rush. I have seen you now. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Nelson Hansen. Nelson, where are you? How do we find you? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on LinkedIn? I want to know how we can find you. How do we find you, sir? Can we catch you on LinkedIn? Can we see your influence on LinkedIn? Is there something we can read about you there? I'm trying to find Amarachi now. I'm trying to find you, Ma. Trying to find you. Okay. I want to be sure. No, 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 no. What's happening? Somebody's trying to duplicate me here. Uh-huh. Okay. We know they agree. Oh. We know they agree. It's a lie. We know they agree. Windows. Okay. Yeah, we're finally there. Okay. I'm sure you can see a picture of Amarachi now. This is Amarachi on LinkedIn. Yeah. So simple. Amarachi says chemistry teacher, educational administrator, data analytics intern. Yes. Amarachi, I'm going to analyze you now. This is how, this is where you are going to enjoy this class. I'm going to analyze you now. Okay. After attending the into I started writing stories, but I don't have much likes and I always feel discouraged. Don't worry, we'll analyze you, root to door. Calm down. We'll talk about you. Let us please listen to this session, Amarachi session. Amarachi, I am coming for you now. I said no fellow should have missed this class. Amarachi, we want to analyze your LinkedIn account. And after analyzing your own, I'll bring my own so you see the difference. Please, I want everybody to watch Amarachi's account. Watch this account. Now, there are certain things I will ask you, which are things you are supposed to do. You see this space here? All of this space here, from here to here, is empty. And it is for you You are not using it. You are not using it. Yes. That is where in this class, we are going to teach you LinkedIn, not today. In this fellowship, I will teach you, I'll personally do a write-up and share on the group on LinkedIn optimization, because it's expected that before this fellowship, you will revamp your, your LinkedIn profile. And I love your picture, Amarachi. Your profile picture it shows some level of professionalism. You know, there are some people that after sending their immediately they send me a connection. Immediately I look at their connection. I just don't know this guy is not serious at all. No, this person is not a serious person. Immediately I'll just know you are not a serious person. Absolutely. I'm not joking about it. Immediately you send me your connection. Now look at what is going to happen. I want you to look at something. Have you seen something about my own account now? Now, if you look at my own account, please pay attention. Up here, you see Safe Golden Schools. This was a campaign I was running. You see my picture here. You see the name Joseph Effiong. And apart from Joseph Effiong, I have used my bio here, this place here, to market myself, to tell people what I do in case you need my services. And what are my services? Look at it. I help schools to increase their enrollment, which means I give them strategies for enrollment. Every school wants to increase enrollment. Number two, I help brands stand out, which means I am a brand consultant. Number three, driving digital revolution into every classroom via Be Exceptional Teachers Foundation, which is what we are doing in this foundation. Number three, number four, founder Golden Schools Ibaka. I have a school in the village called Golden Schools. And then the last one, I am a realtor. I'm a real estate consultant. So between here and here, I have been able to market myself consciously and intentionally. And here is a place where I now put my profile, where I tell people about what I do, which is the picture Amarachi left blank. That space was your shop. That place you left blank was your mobile office. So Amarachi, as soon as you leave this session, go back and look at your LinkedIn. And this is the sweet thing about it. Let me tell you the sweet part about it. All these things, if you go to your Canva account, if you go to Canva and then you want to generate something to put into your story, to put into your, how do we call it? How do we call it on LinkedIn? The name just escaped me. Your LinkedIn, how do we call it? Your LinkedIn, how do we call it? I know the name. Your background photo. So if you want to develop something for your background photo, yes, your background photo, thank you. Yeah, your LinkedIn banner, yes, Mr. Godwin, your background photo. So if you want to develop it, you just go to Canva. I'm going to show you because there are so many things you are going to do with Canva within this short time. So you see the difference between me. If you scroll my profile downward a little, we are not going to spend much time. If you scroll, you will see a lot of information about me. You see about me. You see this about me. I say a lot of things about my work. I sell myself. You see feature. This one, you are featuring everything about you. I have been featured on TV. I have been featured on newspaper. All those links, I bring them and I put them here. So my LinkedIn is my warehouse, my signpost, my billboard. It is absolutely everything that you have to sell and market yourself. So very unlike before when you say, oh, I am that intelligent teacher, I'm so intelligent, I don't need to market myself. No, today you need to tell the people, tell the world that you exist. And let me tell you the shocking reality. If you don't tell people that you exist, people will not know that you exist. So I'm going to drop my LinkedIn banner, and then I'm going to bring back our slide. I tell you, our class today, I wish all the fellows would have been part of this session. I don't know why you sign up for a particular session and then you don't attend classes. And let me even announce this. We are a very disciplined fellowship. Very, very disciplined. We are not asking you to pay a dime. But if we notice that for the first class you did not attend, you did not make comments in the group, the second class you did not attend, the third and the fourth class you are not engaging, we would consciously and intentionally evict you from our site, from our WhatsApp. We better focus on 3, 4 people that will be so serious. So let me look at Ruth Udon. Ruth Udon said after attending the driving digital revolution into every classroom on 2nd May at UNIO, I started writing stories, but I don't have much likes and I always feel discouraged. Please, Ruth, from today, borrow this strength from me. Take my word. Do not be discouraged. Don't expect likes on LinkedIn. Don't expect anything. Continue to be consistent. Talk about something. Be consistent. Be known for. It's even sweet. If you are a student, there are few students that are on LinkedIn. Let me tell you the benefits you are going to get as a student on LinkedIn. If you begin to, for instance, Ruth Udo, I don't know the area you find yourself. I don't know your course in school, but let's assume you are in educational technology. I'm just assuming you are offering a course on educational technology. And then you can choose maybe a particular area, a particular topic on educational technology that resonates with you, that you are interested in. You research extensively in that area. And then you now cut those content. Maybe let's say you have 10 pages. You now cut it into, maybe you spread it into 10 weeks, right? And say every day I must drop particular content on my LinkedIn account. Let people go and read. Whether somebody is reading, whether somebody is engaging or not, make sure you are consistent. I tell you, if you are consistent in it for 1, 2 years, you will not be difficult to find your dream job. You will not be difficult. It will not be difficult for you to find that dream opportunity, because you must have consciously built a portfolio for yourself that it will be easy for you to refer somebody to. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you can tell somebody, I used to be very consistently writing on a particular topic 2 years ago. And then it's going to be a valid proof if you pick the link of that your post and share it with somebody. The person will know that 2, 3 years ago, you were intentional about what you want people to perceive about you. So from this session, that is reason why you are part of this fellowship. That is the courage, the knowledge, the wisdom you get from being part of this fellowship. So anytime you are going on LinkedIn, whether somebody is liking your comments, whether they are commenting, whether they are sharing, you don't care. Do not care. Just continue to be consistently pushing out your content. And I tell you, let me tell you a good story of mine. 2020, I had an offer. That was the first time I was paid in dollar. A certain research company from India reached out to me in my inbox. It's there. It's part of this slide. I'm going to show you. They said, "Oh, I realize that you are a school administrator, you're a school leader. We want to carry out a research in Nigeria. Would you love to be part?" I said yes. And then they gave me terms and conditions. I said no problem. Guess what? After the research, they asked me question, I answered, blah 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 blah. It was not even something tasking. At the end of the day, I was paid in dollars. I was paid in dollars. This is a true life story. Part of that money was what I also used add up for my marriage. You know, when you sit down and then dollar is flying into your account. I tell you, I'm not here to mention the amount, but it was the first time I was paid in dollar. This is a true life story. And the money was heavy. I tell you for a fact. So these are the things you get if you are consistently pushing out your content, right? So we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have Linktree. If you have used Linktree, you have WordPress. I love what Edikan Samuel is doing with his WordPress, with his portfolio on WordPress. Uh, Instagram, Google Blog. Do you know Google has blog? Yes. If you go to your Google account, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show us something. This class is kind of practical, and these little things I am going to share with you, right? Okay, so by the time you go to, this is your screen. I'm sure you can see my screen from your end. Okay, so by the time you visit your screen like this, okay, and then you want to check some things out. There are some things Google has consciously gifted you, which if you go to the right hand corner of your screen at the top, you see 1, 2, 3, you see 9 dots there. When you see that 9 dots, if you click there, once you just drag your cursor there, you see Google Apps. When you click there, you see a lot of apps. You see Google Classroom, which is that classroom we always tell you. This is how I created that classroom. If I click this classroom now, I double click this classroom now. You see it is loading. This is your classroom. The classroom will be inviting you. I just created the classroom. So you find a lot of information in that classroom. Every information is there. I know that most of us we are not using these tools. They are just there in your Gmail. Every Gmail that you open, all these Google apps are there. So in your Google app, I go back again, you have Google Classroom, you have Forms, you have Search, you have Docs, you have Map, you have your YouTube, you have your Play Store, you have your Google Meet, your Gmail, your Drive. Every drive comes with a 15 gig storage, free storage, where you can use to save information, right? You should know this. You have your Google slides. You have Blogger. The Google Blogger allows you to begin to have your own personal blog free of charge. So you can begin to have your blog where you write valuable content, you archive, and then you invite people to engage in your blog free of charge. So what I am introducing, most of these tools I am introducing today, they are all free. So you don't need money. When people are complaining money, the same data you use to watch those kids, watch who are there, to watch all these guys now that are doing skits, Sabinos, you know, to watch Macroni. You can use them to gain valuable insight on how to build your own personal brand. Are we together? My discipline, English education, a very beautiful one. We have very few people that are talking about correct pronunciation, diction, phonics. You can bring out a particular topic and then begin to create content and then become an authority in it. And one of the things I always say is that becoming an authority or building your brand is finding something valuable that you are going to feed your audience. And the moment you find it, the moment you can get one, I tell you, it is as easy as you can to influence your crowd or your audience. So let us I've talked about WordPress, Instagram, Google Blog. Go to your blogger. So we are going to go into Canva. We are going to go into Canva sites. We are going to go into Canva site, which is what we are going to do a little practical. Do you know that how many of us knows that Canva has a website? If you know Canva has a website, please drop in the comment section. Canva has a website that you can use personally, right? So a website you can use personally. Yeah, Canva has a site. Canva has a site. This class has a lot of practical session, right? This class has a lot of practical session. Mine is English and literary stories. Okay, Nelson, beautiful. Now, let us go into how we can use Canva to create our own personal site. Please pay attention. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Be with me. Just be with me. Be with me. Be with me. Follow me and just stay with me. Stay with me, right? It is a value-packed session where you are going to find a whole lot of value. You can't come to this session and not be transformed. Pastors will say, your life can never be the same. And true, your life can never be the same. Yes, Canva has a site, and we want to carry out a little magic so that you know that this fellowship is a value-oriented fellowship. Now look at it, everybody. So I'll type Canva on Google and let's go. Please pay attention. This is, I'm sure you are seeing my screen. Please let me know if you are seeing my screen or from YouTube. Type in the comment section if you are seeing my screen so that I'll know that you are seeing my screen. I'm also on YouTube now. I want to know if what I am sharing now is carried, is captured, is actually live. Okay. So I'm also in the comment section. I want this session to be very engaging, right? I want this session to be engaging. Okay, beautiful. Everybody can see my screen, and myself, I can also see my screen. It means we are making progress. So now, on Canva here, you see this is the interface. The first thing you have here is for you. I'm sure you can see my mouse. You see for you see docs, you see whiteboard, you see presentation, you see social media, you see videos, and you see website. Are we there? Please type website. If you can see website, yes, it means we are together. So I'm going to click website. Let's see what is going to happen. Website, website, website. Please, if you are with me, say yes, yes. If you are with me, yes. What of using the Canva app? Yes, even if you are using the Canva app from your phone, yes, there is website. You just see website there. Both the Canva app, everything is there. Even if you are using, I'm using my laptop, in the app, everything that you have in the desktop base is there. So you have website. So I click website. I just clicked website. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now, the moment I click website, if you check, you see that some website, Canva has already given us some templates to work with. What Canva does is to give you something to work with. I just shared something. I said some people who were using CorelDRAW to design today, where is the CorelDRAW people? Canva has sent CorelDRAW into the bush. So if you are that teacher that you say, technology will never take my place, continue to sit down. Don't evolve. Continue to sit down. Don't learn. Don't adapt. Don't adopt new technologies. I promise you, technology like Canva, technology like Google Meet, technology like PowerPoint would send you into the bush. So what are we saying? Canva is a free tool, absolutely free. And the beautiful thing about Canva is that On phone, on mobile, you can use it. On your laptop, you can use it. And let me also tell you one beautiful thing about Canva. In any case where you are doing a particular thing and then your phone trips off, your phone went off, automatically, whatever you do is saved in the cloud. Yes, whatever you do is saved in the cloud. Now, let us do some experiments. We have a Canva site here. And this is something, please pay attention to this part because everybody are going to practice this. Everybody. In short, my assignment after today is you are going to go back and create your own website. Now, after I clicked that thing, it shows me a lot of templates to work with. So I'm going to apply it. Now, I apply it now. It has given me a new, this is my own website. This is my website, which I can do a whole lot of things. Now, look at it. So there is a picture. There is hello, I am Aliyah Igwe. Now, I want to change these things so that it automatically reflects my own, what I want. Now, I'll just click here and I select the write-up. Hello, I'll just click here. Please pay attention and follow, stay with me. And I'll change Aliyah Igwe to Joseph Effiong, which is my name, because I want this site to be my own, right? Yes, Canva has given me something to work with, but I want it to be mine. I can adjust the font size by clicking here and going to, this is at the font size. There are a lot of things. I can change the color of the font to red color, just like you've seen. I can bring it back to white. I can bold the font. I can change that font to something else, right? So many things you can do. You can celebrate your friend. You can do a graphics design for your friend if you know how to use Canva. So Canva is very easy tool to use. And in building your brand, you rely on Canva. I can choose to take out this picture here because this picture is not my own, right? This picture here is not mine. I just push out the picture and then I want to bring out another picture, which is actually my picture that I'm going to bring in to replace that one. And I'm going right now into my phone gallery, and then I bring out one of our mentors' picture, and then I bring it forward, and it's coming into our space. Very simple. You don't rush yourself. Canva has all the things. Okay, so I just brought in a picture now, right? I brought in this picture, I enlarge it, and the picture automatically fits in here. You can see, hi, I'm Joseph Effiong. What do you do? If you're an English teacher, you say, I am an English teacher. Oh, I offer services. For some of you that are offering maybe tutorial classes, you can say, I am an English teacher. So I just type, I am an English teacher offering tutorial classes online and offline. Anything you want to write about, it's an opportunity for you to sell yourself. And Canva has offered you this free of charge, right? So now you can adjust everything here. You can change this background color to any color that represents your brand. You see what I've just done there? You can adjust virtually everything. The font, you can change it to whatever you want. It's all yours. You have the liberty to do it, right? You have the power. So the beauty of you becoming a tech-savvy educator is you having influence and authority over these online tools. And you know what? I never had any formal training for all of these stuffs. That's the interesting part. I sit down on my laptop, I'm with my phone, I touch my phone, I play with it. So you don't need any formal training. You are even more lucky than myself. You are more fortunate than myself because nobody held a class like this on Canva to introduce me to it. But here are you, you are in a class where I'm introducing you to Canva website. So there are a lot of things you can learn, right? You can go ahead and who am I and what I do. This tells, you can tell your story here. And you can go ahead and add a whole lot of features. You change the background, you want to brighten it, you want to make it look like, just to reflect. See, when you see thought leaders online, when you see big brands, they are doing their social media handles is engaging, they are coming with social content flyers, a whole lot of them are using Canva. I do a whole lot of things with, as a brand consultant, as a digital marketer, as a growth strategist. I barely work with my graphics designer. I think I know I have about 2 or 3 guys who work with me in my team, but there are sometimes I ask them, maybe send something for me and they are delaying. I have a Canva Pro account that I'm paying, I'm subscribing monthly. So I just badge in there and get what I want, every features I want, and I pull them out. They are so amazing. So Canva site, you can go and watch it, you play with it. Please, my assignment is going to come from here. Everybody, you are going to go into your Canva. If you don't have it, go to Google Play Store, download it, get it. You are going to see website, and then you work with it. Is that okay? So we're going to run because of time. Because of time. We're going to run. We're going to run. We're going to run. So I'll drop that screen and bring up my slide. Right? So we're going to run because of time. We've even exceeded our time because of the practical sessions. I'm so sorry about that. So I told you that every fellow is expected not to miss today's class. If you miss any other class, but I don't even know why you sign up for this training, then you are not willing to be part of the classes. You are doing yourself more harm than good. I tell you for a fact, very many things you learn here free of charge, you will be paying money. So the Canva site, okay, so we're going into communicating your brand. How do you communicate your brand? So in communicating your brand, one of the things I always say is, I told you 2 years ago, I was with my mentor here in Uyo. She invited me to sit on the board of his interview panel. I was the one heading the board. And she was just there looking at me, said, Joseph, I want to see how you translate what I've been teaching you into reality. So while I was sitting there, I had this cross section. She just started her secondary school, and then she gave me, when you are given the liberty. Said, Joseph, I trust your judgment. She gave me everything, the liberty, the freedom to judge, evaluate, and assess the teachers. And I had these teachers, a whole lot of them, well packaged, tushed. They were coming. Some were just dressing like people that are coming from one village like that, who are just coming to you for the first time, or maybe they are going to Lagos for the first time. I said, no, while I'm here. So what did I do? After the first set of interview, we had some people who were screened. They passed through the handwritten interview. They did so well. So the second phase of the interview was a bit tough because the guys there were so good. So I now said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I told them, I was with my laptop. I opened my laptop. I said, what is your name? You tell me your name. I said, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check you up. What is the internet saying about you? I'm going to Google you. I want to know what the social media handles you are on. What are they saying? I tell you for a fact. Oh my God. Some people there lost their job, just like that. They lost their job because you can't tell me, there is this thing about teachers. Whenever you are interviewing them, you hear them say, I am passionate about teaching. I say, oh, really? You're passionate about teaching? Tell me. So if you want to translate the word passion into action, what are the actions? What proofs do you show me that you are a passionate teacher? So when you are saying a Gideon Samuel is a passionate teacher, what are the proofs? I saw on her status yesterday a picture of her training her fellow teachers. That is how passionate she is. I saw on her status, on her Facebook timeline, a picture of how she was training over 30-something teachers. That's how passionate you could be. So for you to be passionate, there must be a communication, and the communication has to be effective enough to attract the right audience to yourself. That's number one. Number two, you must leverage network, attend meetings, sign up for fellowship like this. And then when you come to the fellowship, don't just stay quiet in the fellowship, in the WhatsApp group. Nobody is noticing you. You are not helping anybody. You are not helping yourself. You are just there with emoji and all of that. Please leverage network and ensure that when you find yourself in a network, tell yourself, what will I be remembered for in this network? And then the last one is engage with stakeholders. That's how to build your personal brand. You engage with, yes, I can see your screen. Thank you. You engage with stakeholders, right? So now, please take this home. Make good use of your phone. You see my phone? My phone is my shop. Yes, my phone, my laptop, but first my phone. My phone doesn't get off because, yes, I can forward my calls like now. Nobody calls me now. If I want to stay here 2 hours talking here online, nobody can reach me. You can send mails, you can send WhatsApp, yeah, fine. But you can't call me because I've already fenced myself, right? This security one, my door posts, all of them are here. You can't get any of mine until I'm done here because we are in a world. Teachers, listen carefully, please. Take this. If you are not taking it, then take this one. We are in a world full of distraction. Yeah, we are distracted every minute. Every messages that come into your inbox is a distraction of some sort. That's why in this fellowship, you would have good reasons not to show up for classes like this. You have good reasons. Is it network? Is it I don't have light? They are all good reasons. But if you make it your priority, you will create time for it. So how do you make good use of this? Make sure you consistently show up on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on your blogs. Write blogs. Create a YouTube channel. You have Twitter. Oh, X now. Show up there consistently. Don't say, I had a teacher some time ago. Last year, I was in Ibadan. And the teacher was saying, I'm not a social media type. Oh, I don't do social media. And I was looking at the guy. Like, is it the same social media I leveraged last year? That same last year. We were together in the hostel. And he was saying, I'm not a social media. I said, is it not the same social media I'm cashing out? I wrote an ebook and I was marketing my ebook. It was selling. I was getting credit alert in my phone. It was coming. I said, is it not the same social media that the guy is saying I'm not a social media type? So when you people are saying that, you don't understand what is trending. You don't understand the times. The times have changed. You must evolve. Okay, the question I ask you, if churches are on social media, what then are you doing? What are you doing? If churches that were so religious, so they don't want them, they are so religious. NSPPD, come on, one of the most popular brand teacher. The guy just understood what the present day church wants. In short, I know of a particular professor who is one of my mentor. Yes, I don't want to call her name. You might know her if I call her name. She the only thing you see Prof shares on her timeline is NSPPD link. The guy has sat down to read the psychology of Nigerian believers, Nigerian religious people are more, and just tap ensure that he gave the finest media and most effective media presence. And that's why the guy is dominating the space. You have most of the Orthodox churches who felt, oh, social media is a sin, social media is not a place to be. That guy has swept everywhere, has even is dragging members with those Orthodox churches. Okay, so this is a story of myself, which I have shared. I got selected as one of the 72 educators in Nigeria to review Facebook for education. Now, this was from LinkedIn. This person just reached out to me. If you see now, you see my picture, and somebody was chatting with me. This was just the message that led to me being selected and paid in dollar. Last year, my school, Golden School Sibaka, was awarded the most outstanding rural school simply because we were always showing up. If you check Golden School Sibaka, you will see us. Now, another thing I want to show you is there's this girl in Uyo here. She calls herself Adiara, a keke rider that shares her life experiences on the road and also uses the keke to do skits. She's popular just because she's a keke rider. Timothy Icon is an Akwa Ibom teacher who was making news, who was trending on Twitter, who was trending on all the social media handles just because he was always showing up. So if you tell yourself you are not a social media person, you have yourself to blame. So the question I'm asking you is, do you have any reason not to be unique? Do you have any reason? If you have any reason why you don't want to be unique, please tell me. Drop it in the comment section. Now, look at this teacher. This teacher is one of the most influential teachers globally. His name is Rose Morrison. Rose Morrison is globally known as Teacher Toolkit. If you go to Google, go and type Teacher Toolkit. This man has over 19 million people who have read his website. 19 million. The Sunday Times featured Ross as one of the 500 most influential people in Britain. An ordinary teacher. When you say teaching, there's no money in teaching. You get plenty money before they had to. So this is a picture of me and one of my students in the College of Education. This is Emma Ben, who was born blind and also an orphan. Since 2019, I've been using social media to pay the school fee of this girl, pay her house rent, and providing feeding for her. People who doesn't even know her has been helping her. So look at case studies. We have Tom Phonics. Tom Phonics, if you go to Google and type Tom Phonics, you see Samuel Efre. Samuel Efre is an Akwa Ibom teacher who has a brand called Tom Phonics. If you go to Google and type the quintessential teacher, you will see Kemi Ogunsoya. Kemi Ogunsoya is otherwise known as the quintessential teacher. And you have this other teacher who is called the smooth teacher. He's so strong on Instagram. You can check him up. These guys have built their personal brand and they have stood out. So what are those things you must have for your brand? Prioritize taking good pictures. If you are that person that does not have a headshot, please walk into a photo studio. Tell the photographer to take you a professional headshot. Please note, I don't mean full picture of you. Tell the person to cut you half. I don't mean passport. Cut. Tell the person, just mention a professional headshot. He knows what to do. Another one, create a file in your Google Drive and save all your photos. Have a file in your Google Drive. Save your pictures, whatever thing you are doing. You should not be wasting time to share those pictures. Have a good LinkedIn and Facebook profile picture and cover photo. Create personal website on Canva. I have said that. Now, the question is, what will you do after this session? What are you going to do after this section? Action point: walk into a studio and take a professional headshot. Number 2, upload the professional headshot on all your social media profile. If you are that person that does not have a professional headshot, I know of one of us here, whether work or so, you are wearing a sleeveless. Please, after this session, after watching this session, people must know that you are part of the DigiTeachers Fellowship. Upload the professional, go to a photo studio, take a professional, wear your best clothes. If you have your Christmas clothes with you, wear it. Upload the professional headshot on your social media handle, including your WhatsApp, your Facebook. Let it be there. Create your personal website on Canva stating your experience on this fellowship. So you can create your personal website on Canva. Please, this is what every fellow should do. And then you write day one, what happened in day one. Day two, what was your major takeaways? Get those written down. Create your personal website stating your experiences on this fellowship. Tell us how you intend to impact the world with the knowledge you have gained here. So in that Canva site, tell us what you're going to do to impact the world. What we are doing here, we are not charging you. We are impacting the world. So make 10 posts sharing key takeaways from this event using the hashtag. So I must commend Amarachi. I think Amarachi, yeah. Make a post. Every time you are done from a session like this, those key points you've taken down, go back and write them. Make a post, put a hashtag, and put it on your social media handle. People are watching you. People are beginning to see you create valuable content. There is that one person who will come in and then read the post and then get value. So finally, thank you. And I look forward to connecting with you on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on Instagram. My name is Joseph Effiong on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Joseph Effiong all the time. Thank you. And I am here to take your question. Thank you. Yes, I'm here to take your question, please. Everybody left me in the studio. I'm alone. I'm alone. Yeah, let me take your question, please. If you have any question, please bring it on. Yes, question, please. Amarachi, do you have a question? Question time. No question? In the absence of question, or if you have a question, you can bring it to our WhatsApp group. You drop it anytime. I'm always there to attend to your question. But I would have really loved to attend to one of the questions, right? I would have loved to attend to one of the questions here. Yeah. So thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you everybody. Thank you to our incredible team members. Thank you to Edikan Samuel, the programs manager, for setting the floor. Please do well to join Google Classroom. Go and join Google Classroom. I'm going to drop the slide for this class on our Google Classroom. Check your calendar. Our next sessions are coming up next week, Friday and Saturday, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Please check it out and then prepare yourself for it. Yes, in the absence of no question, I'm sure you would have a question maybe later, but if you don't have one now, fantastic, very good. And if you are missing this video, please, I want to re-emphasize, please. If you are a fellow who signed up for this program, and then you've not attended our first session, you've not attended our second session, and then you've not attended our third session, just know, have it at your fingertips that we are going to evict you from the WhatsApp group. It means you have voluntarily withdrew from the fellowship. You are not paying us. We are giving you valuable content that should be paid with a lot of money. We are bringing these speakers to come and gather for you, please. What we will never take is is recalcitrant behavior. We will not take any looser kind of behavior. We will not take it and we will not accept it. So thank you everybody for showing up. I'm sure you don't have a question, but in any case you have, please feel free to drop on the WhatsApp platform. Thank you. I look forward to engaging with you, and I would love to read your reviews. Is there anything, takeaways, please? When you share them on the WhatsApp, you can share it on your timeline. If there's something that resonates with you, please share it. Tag me on Facebook, tag me on LinkedIn, anywhere on Instagram. I will always be there. So thank you, Rutudo, thank you, Amarachi, thank you, Nelson, thank you, Mr. Godwin Esang, thank you, Edikan Francis Otu. Thank you to everybody who showed up. Thank you, a passionate teacher. Thank you, Anamu Tebewak, for everybody who showed up. Please stay online all the time. Akani Mopan, thank you very much for making it to today's session. Please always do well to attend the live session because you always have a whole lot to learn. All right, see you on our WhatsApp platform as we keep engaging and keep learning. Bye-bye.